To get our lights to actually alternate flashing, to get our lights to flash alternately, we're going to go ahead and need two triggers. So let's go back into our menu and make sure that we are inside of the creative area, go into devices and do a search for a trigger, and go ahead and just drag one of these down into your quick bar or simply have it selected and go ahead and say place now. Now we're going to need two of these, but let's set up the first one. So we'll go ahead and left mouse click and drop that down. Let's jump into it by pressing E on the keyboard. And now what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to make sure that we set a delay for 1 second. So there's that one. And we may not want the sound. I'm going to go ahead and turn that one off. And I don't necessarily need this visible in game, so we'll leave that off. I'm going to leave the VFX on though, because you can actually use these as VFX as well, which is kind of cool. Enabled on game start, we'll leave that as is. And we want to come down here and say trigger when receiving from. Let's go ahead and say 451. And then this one, we'll go ahead and set for 450. And then go ahead and say OK. So now we can go ahead and copy this because most of it's already set up. So I'm going to left mouse click, drag, bring this over here. And then let's go ahead and jump into it. And in this case, let's scroll all the way down to the bottom. And I'm going to go ahead and set this to 450 and this one to 451. And the last thing that we're going to need is one of these to actually be enabled as soon as the game starts. So we'll go ahead and say OK. Let's go over here to this first one and actually come down here and find enabled on game mode. So activate on game phase. Sorry, that's what that one is. Go ahead and just set this to game start. We'll say OK. So now when we play it, these should now alternate flash.